What's up, everybody? JJ with Thrive here, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite mobility drills for doing things like hinging movements, especially deadlifts. And so what you want to have people do is stand with their knees locked or near locked and hinge, just moving only at the hip, and they're going to feel their hamstrings, and they're going to feel kind of where they're tight. One leg might be tighter than the other, and then we're going to have them get a box and a ball. Now I will say that this one takes a little bit longer because you have to have everyone go get boxes and then everyone go get a ball, and then you got to do both legs or whatever. So just be aware that this mob takes a little bit longer. I'm a fan of when we're doing the mobility activation work in class that we keep it short and doesn't require a bunch of equipment because it just makes it harder to get everything done in the class that day. I also like easy things because people can do it on their own. If they need a box and a ball and a band and a partner, they're never going to do that mobility on their own. And we must remember that the mobility part in class is a time to teach them stuff that they can do on their own, right? Because just doing 5 or 10 minutes of mobility 3 times per week in class is not going to create any real change. It may slow down some potential issues down the road, but the idea is we're exposing people to all these different mobs so that they can do it on their own. But going back to the mob, so we're going to take the ball and we're going to place it really high where the glute and the hamstring come together. So really high in the hip. You can even move it a little bit closer to the center line. Just make sure you don't stick the ball right in the middle. We don't want you sitting on the ball or losing this up your butt. And then if you do, just keep it. Just tell them to keep it and take it home. That's theirs forever. You don't want that back in your gym. So no, so you can use that joke in your classes. But we're going to go high. We can go right underneath the femur, or we can go a little to the inside. And I'm going to make sure, you'll notice that I already want to tilt my pelvis this way. I'm actually going to sit up and really try to come up like this. I can feel that ball in there. And I'm going to alternate between leaning forward, like the creepy park bench guy, you know, who's talking to himself, and then extending the knee, right? So then I'm going to extend the knee. So I'll do, 5 or 10 of these, and then 5 or 10 of these, and then I'll move the ball, and I can move it more to the inside and do the same thing. I'm not quite feeling it there. Maybe move it down toward the knee a little bit more. And what you'll notice is people will start to sag, right? So they'll start doing this because that changes the angle of the pelvis and takes some tension off of that posterior chain, and it doesn't hurt as much. And so we're not trying to, again, make people throw up in their mouths, but we do want to tease apart some of those tissues that are getting smashed and stuck together from sitting down on them all day. So you have them do that, about 2 minutes this leg, 2 minutes that leg. But before you do the second leg, this is the fun thing, is you have them stand up and again, take that same position and hinge over. And what they're going to say is they feel like one leg is longer than the other, and then you can say yes. So what that does is by creating a little bit more range of motion, that's going to make it easier to get down into that deadlift position, especially if you're doing things like deficit deadlifts. So we want to make sure we mobilize that, and that's going to allow them to get into a better position for the start of the deadlift or other movements like cleans and things. But one of my favorite mobs to do with the ball, guys. That's it for today. We call that the creepy park bench lean. That's my nickname for it. I think Kelly Starr has another name for it, but that's one of my favorite mobs. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.